I want to say thanks to all my 100 subscribers. Thank you very much. I did say one lucky winner will win the $20 gift card. Okay? To win that, you have to be subscribed to the YouTube channel. You have to leave a comment down below. Okay? I will give people time to comment down below. Tomorrow at 3 o'clock is when I'm going to do the drawing from a website. I take the URL from the video and it generates the winner. That winner will know by 12 o'clock tomorrow night that they won. And I want to say thanks and good luck. Okay? I'm getting ready to call an SSA scam. It was working earlier. I'm hoping it's working now. I don't know if it is. If it is now working, I don't know. So we'll find out in a minute. Let's see if we can do this. Hello? My bad.
Thank you for calling Social Security Administration. This is Officer Sam Wilson here. How may I help you today?
Yes, this is Josh Jackson. You guys called me, I'm going to say about a half an hour ago. I was outside when I received the call.
So your voice is breaking up. Can you speak up?
Yeah, I said I just received a call from you guys about a half an hour ago.
Okay. And can you help me out with your first name and your last name so that I can pull out your information in my database?
Yes, my first name is Josh, Josh, and then my last name is Jackson, Jackson.
Jackson?
Yes.
Alright, hold the line. Let me pull out your information and I will let you know why you received a call. Okay, Mr. Jackson?
Okay, thank you very much.
So are you on a speakerphone?
No, I am not. I'm on Bluetooth.
Your voice is breaking up. I'm not audible to you. You are not audible to me actually.
I'm on Bluetooth. Sorry about that.
Alright, the reason of this call is to notify you about the intimation to suspend your social security number, as we have found some fraudulent activities being carried out under your social security number, which seems entirely illegal. So at this point of time, in order to verify your identity, can you verify me the last four of your social so that I can disclose each and every information regarding your suspension?
Yes, it is 5671.
You said 5671?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So before I proceed further, let me inform you that this is a federally recorded line. Anything you say can be used in your favor or against you in the court of law. And this call is a five-way conference call with the U.S. Treasury Department, Financial Crime Enforcement Network, Department of Justice, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Federal Trade Commission, and U.S. Marshal Services. So be honest to me as much as possible and you would be made aware of your rights before this call ends. And do not interrupt me while I'm giving you this information. Am I clear with it?
Yes.
Alright. So according to the investigation report, it says that there are three reasons for this call. Firstly, there are multiple addresses listed under your social security number. Secondly, there are 4 counts of drug possession and abuse listed under your social. Thirdly, we have received a complaint filed against your name and against your social, as your social was found suspicious by doing some fraudulent activities trying to defraud the government of USA. and with the count of money laundering under Section 31C. As well as we have got strong evidence that this was not an innocent act or negligence. This was a willful act done with the intent to defraud the government. Now, as you know, there are multiple addresses listed under your social. Can you please confirm me which one of these address is your main address? The first one is 1245 East 16th Avenue, Houston, Texas. The second one is 7602 Monterey Drive, El Paso, Texas. Third one is 9681 Walnut Court, Fort Worth, Texas. And the fourth one is 8241 South Serif Street, Dallas, Texas. Can you confirm me from this which one is your main address?
None of those are my main address. I don't know those addresses.
Okay. And so, can you tell me where are you right now?
I'm in New
York. Where are you?
I'm in New York right now. I'm at home.
Okay. Now, when the investigation began under your name and under your SSN, when we recovered an abandoned car in the southern border of Texas, the car make and model of vehicle was Toyota Corolla with the VIN number 982071. This car was lying ideal on the street, and the locals reported about this car to be suspicious, after which the local sheriff investigated the car and they found blood and drug traces in the car. Further to the investigation, they found this car was rented under your name and under your social, along with the two addresses, that is 1245 East 16th Avenue, Houston, Texas, and the another one is 7602 Monterey Drive, El Paso, Texas. So, do you know any of these two addresses?
No, I don't. No.
You don't. Okay, the second address in El Paso, Texas that I'm talking about is already suspicious, because this address were raided by the State Rangers Division and U.S. Marshal, and they found consignment of 22 pounds of cocaine and papers and documentations of financial institutions like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase Bank, USAA, and found 5 business accounts under your name and under your social. And the question arises, when we were investigating this bank statement with the financial institutions representative, we found more than 500,000 of money has been wired from these accounts locally and internationally. This looks completely suspicious because these transactions were made to narco-profiting countries like Colombia and Mexico. The first receipt in Colombia was in the name of John Rubio Gonzalez, and the second receipt in the Mexico was in the name of Julian Ramirez. So, do you know any of these two persons, or have you heard this name before?
No, I have not. No.
Alright, now before we transfer you to the U.S. Treasury Department for the further investigation, I would like to verify and differentiate the two information by asking you a few questions.
Okay.
I want to be completely honest, for that we can help you in a better way, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so the address and the information that we have in our custody right now, does that belong to you?
No, it does not.
It does not. Okay, can you help me out with how many addresses are linked under your social?
Just one.
Which one is that?
That's the New York one.
And can you repeat that address? Can you help me out with that address?
Yes, that's 1460 Ladybug Drive, New York, New York, 10001.
Okay, it's 1460 Ladybug. After that?
Drive, D-R-I-V-E.
New York, New York.
Yep.
Alright, and how many vehicles you have under your possession?
I just have one.
And which one is that?
Dodge Journey, 2010 Dodge Journey.
Okay, and how many financial institutions are you banking with right now?
Just one, Bank of America.
It's BOA, right? And other than that, do you have any of the bank accounts?
Any no, that's the only one I have.
Okay. And do you have any of the credit cards apart from this bank account?
I just have one credit card, and that's a Visa, and that's through Bank of America. Other than that, I don't have any other credit cards.
Okay, so you have one credit card and that's your Visa card.
Yes, right, correct.
Okay, and do you have any debit card?
No, no,
No. Okay. And do you have any future investments like 401k or IRA?
no, I don't. No,
You don't, right?
right.
Okay, and can you confirm me how much is the approx balance into your bank account right away at
I
this
got
point of
like
time in your BOA?
in my checking, I got 5,000, and in my savings, I got like
Okay.
10,000.
You have 5,000 in your checking and how many in your savings?
10,000, give or take.
2,000 in your savings, right?
No, 10,000, give or take.
10,000.
Yes, yes.
10,000 in your savings.
Yep.
Okay. Now the information which we have in our custody, like more than 23 bank accounts, a car named Toyota Corolla which was found on southern border of Texas, and the address, multiple addresses which are listed under your social, that doesn't belong to you, right?
Right, correct.
Okay, now the state court of Texas have decided to suspend your existing social security number on immediate basis, and because as we have three serious allegation charged against your name, which is money laundering, drug trafficking, and theft of identity. Now, once your SSN gets suspended, whatever information linked to your SSN across whole of United States, like all your bank accounts, credit cards, and future investment will be seized, freezed by the U.S. Treasury Department, and you won't have any access or any control over all your monetary funds for unknown period of time. It can be freezed for 9 years. The situation that you are in, the Code of Conduct clearly states that any person who does not hold a valid social security number is no longer a valid citizen of United States. All right?
Right.
Okay. Now, before we go ahead to suspend your social security number, I would like to ask you on this federally recorded line that the information which we have in our custody, more than 23 bank accounts are linked under your social. Do you know any of these things? Like, do you recall someone trying to seek revenge from you or trying to use your name or your social to commit these criminal activities?
No, I don't. I don't know anybody that would do that to me. I have no idea.
Okay, well, we assume that there is a high possibility someone has an access to your personal information, which is the biggest concern for us and you. You might be a victim of identity theft. Do you understand what I'm trying to explain?
Yeah, I know what you're explaining to me, but I just can't fathom someone doing that. I can't believe it.
Okay, because there are more than 5 to 6 credit cards under your possession. As I told you, there are 23 bank accounts. There are more than 5 to 6 addresses linked to your social. So as of now, you only have an account with Bank of America, right?
Correct, yes.
Okay, and I'm asking you this on a federally recorded line because I have to submit this recording to the U.S. Treasury Department. So you only have a one credit card under your possession, right?
Right, correct.
And what's the credit limit available in that card?
3,000.
3,000 in your credit card.
Yeah, that's the limit.
Okay, now thank you for providing me with all your information. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer you to the Drug Enforcement Agent, DEA officer, who will explain you each and everything in details about this, okay?
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Very good afternoon. The Special Agent Call Calder with DEA. I'm speaking with Mr. Josh Jackson.
Yes, you are. Correct.
Very good afternoon, Mr. Jackson. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Sounds wonderful. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking, Mr. Jackson. All right. Mr. Jackson, you just had a word with one of my agents regarding the case, the charges, and all the investigation that you've conducted against you and your information.
Right.
So, did you understand everything, or you want me to go through that once again and explain in a better way?
Well, if you could explain it in a better way, go right ahead, because I don't understand it. I'm scared.
Okay. Okay. So I'll go through that once again so that you can have a better idea as to what he was trying to say to you.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Jackson, the investigation that we have taken under starts from finding a car lying idle on the street, and the locals reported about the car to be suspicious. After which, the local sheriff investigated the car and they found blood and drug traces in the car. Further to the investigation, they found this car was rented under your name and your social security number along with two addresses. That is 1245 East 16th Avenue, Houston, Texas 77009, and second address was 7602 Monterey Drive, El Paso, Texas 79915. So the second address, that is El Paso, Texas, that I'm talking about, is already a suspicious address which is raided by the State Rangers Division and the U.S. Marshals. And they found a consignment of 22 pounds of cocaine, which is categorized under synthetic drug section as well. Apart from that, they found some papers and documentation of financial institutes like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, and found 5 business accounts under your name and your social security number. The question arises is, when we were investigating these bank statements with the respective financial institutions, we found more than $500,000 of money that has been wired from these accounts locally and internationally. This looked completely suspicious because these transactions were made to narco-profiting countries like Mexico and Colombia. The first recipient in Colombia was in the name of Julian Ramirez, and the second recipient in Mexico was in the name of John Rubio Gonzalez. So before I move any further, Mr. Jackson, I wanted to ask you, have you heard about these addresses that I mentioned and both the names that I mentioned to you?
No, I have not. This is the first time I've heard of it.
Okay. Now, since you have not heard about these addresses and names and everything, and still it's your information which is being used to carry out these transactions and this drug trafficking, when we investigated and when we presented these evidences in the courthouse, the State Court of Texas has decided to get your existing social to be suspended on an immediate basis, as we have 3 serious allegations charged against you. That is count 1, money laundering, count 2, drug trafficking, and count 3, theft of identity. Now, once your social gets suspended, whatever information is linked to your social across whole of the country, like your bank accounts, credit cards, future investments, will be seized and frozen by the U.S. Treasury Department, and you won't have any access and control over all your monetary funds and assets for an unknown period of time. The situation right now is, under the Code of Conduct, which clearly states that any person who does not hold a valid social security number is no longer a valid citizen of the country. Now, the law enforcement agencies count you as a prime suspect and the actual culprit in this illegal trafficking and money laundering case, and they have already issued the non-bailable arrest warrant against your name. The moment we suspend your social security number, the federal authorities will go ahead with the legal proceedings to arrest you on an immediate basis, and you will lose control over all your financial assets and monetary funds in your bank accounts and on your credit cards, Mr. George Jackson. Am I clear till now?
Yeah, you're clear.
Okay. So do you have anything to say about that, about the findings and the investigation that you've conducted so far against you?
No, I mean, I understood what you said, but I still don't believe it. I mean, why would someone do that to me? It's beyond me. I'm scared, I should say.
Now, if you don't believe this, Mr. Jackson, and if you claim that it's not you has done this, but someone else is trying to misuse the information, if all that's what you're claiming, Mr. Jackson, then let me ask you this way. Let me put it this way: that if not you, then do you recall anyone trying to take any revenge or any animosity from you, which is trying to misuse the information and trying to defame you in this criminal case? Do you know anyone who can do this?
Not that I know of. No. That's why I can't understand it.
No, because right, the reason I asked you, Mr. Jackson, that is because in most of the cases when we investigate, more often than not, it's people who are very close to the person who are involved in such things, which try to misuse the information of the person. So that's the reason we ask you first, do you know anyone who could have done this? Because if all not, then it has to be people who are very close to you in most of the cases.
It could be my brother, Walker. That's the only one I can think of, Walker.
Your brother?
Yeah.
Can I have your name? Can I have his name, please?
Walker.
His name, your brother's name?
Walker.
Oliver?
Yeah, that's it.
Oliver Jackson?
Yes.
And why do you think so? Why do you think your brother would do it?
Because the simple fact that we don't get along anymore. And we don't talk like we used to. So that's the only one I can think of that might be, that might have the reason to do it. I don't know, because we got in a fight. So that's the only one that can come to, it comes to my mind telling me that person could have done it.
Okay, all right. Now, see, that's the reason of this call, Mr. Jackson, to be very, because while investigation, we found that if at all it's not you or who might be directly or voluntarily involved in this case, but someone else is trying to misuse your information, there's a high possibility someone else has an access to your personal information, which is the biggest concern for us, and you may be a victim of the identity theft as we investigate and we find out that. But since it's your information which is being used to do that, you are the prime suspect who is being held responsible for this right now and who would have to bear the brunt of the situation right now. In this situation, as your social security number is compromised, we need to verify the identity of the victim and issue the new social security number. But before I do that, Mr. Jackson, we need to verify, because while we were investigating, we came across 23 different bank accounts and 5 business accounts which are opened under this social and which are used to carry out this illegal drug transaction and the monetary transaction that have happened upwards of $500,000. So we need to know, first of all, we need to differentiate exactly how many accounts do you own and how many accounts are of the person or the imposter who is trying to misuse a social security number. So in order to verify and differentiate all these things, I will ask you a few questions, and kindly answer those questions to the best of your knowledge so that we can try and help you as much as we can.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, my first question, Mr. Jackson, is how many addresses at this point of time are linked under your name?
Just one, New York.
Just one. And is that 1460 Lady Burke Drive?
Yes.
New York, New York?
Yep.
Oh, okay. And how many bank accounts do you have? I mean, how many banks do you bank with right now?
Just
Bank of
one.
America, right?
Just one, Bank of America.
Okay. Do you have a savings account or checking account in that?
Yeah, I got a checking account and I got a savings account.
Okay. And in savings, approximately, how much do you have at this point in time, the savings account?
10,000. 10,000.
Sorry?
I said 10,000.
$10,000. And how much in the checking account?
Checking account, I got $5,000.
$5,000. Okay. And apart from this, how many credit cards do you have under your name?
Just one.
And which one is that?
Visa.
Which bank is that with?
Bank of America.
Bank of America Visa credit card. Okay. And you have about $3,000 in that, right?
Yeah, that's the limit, yes.
Okay. Now, Mr. Jackson, now my first priority is to save you from this case, to make sure that you do not go behind the bars. That's my first priority. But my second priority is to make sure that the money that you have under your name, under these bank accounts, you do not lose that. Because the moment we suspend your SSN, that is social, the very second, all your bank accounts and everything would be seized, and all the money that you have in these accounts would be seized and confiscated, and you won't have access to these funds anymore. So, our first priority is to save you and to cancel a license, and to make sure that the funds that you have right now is and can be used once you have a new social security number issued to you and you have a new bank account opened under that social security number. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Now, for that, I'll just go ahead and submit this asset verification form to the U.S. Treasury Department. Now, we have to comply an ADR in your name, and ADR means alternative dispute restitution, in which you'll be resolving this case out of court without letting you face any trials in the state court of taxes, as well as we would be claiming from your behalf that you never had intentions to mislead the authorities of taxes in any form and never will in the future. And whatever information is recorded under your name in the state of Texas are fraudulent and not yours, and you want the suspect to be arrested as soon as possible with your help. Is that clear, Mr. Jackson?
Yep, that's clear, yeah.
Okay. So at this point of time, we have to safeguard your true information. All the assets and bank accounts should be linked to a U.S. Treasury Safety Locker facility till the time we have issued your new social security number, or else you no longer would have access to these funds in your bank accounts and credit cards. U.S. Treasury Department has a safety locker facility for the victim of the identity theft. And let me tell you, at this moment, all the bank accounts and credit cards are under investigation, as I said, and you won't be able to use your debit cards, credit cards, and withdraw cash from bank accounts. If you try to touch the funds, automatically your account and credit cards will get seized and frozen by the law enforcement agencies. So we have to get the special permission from the U.S. Treasury Department on behalf of you, so you'll be able to allow to withdraw the funds so that we can save those funds with the help of U.S. Treasury safety locker facility that they provided to the victims like you. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So please hold on for a second, Mr. Jackson, so that I can go and talk to the U.S. Treasury Department and let them and get a special permission for you to withdraw the funds from the account, so that we can safeguard those funds with the help of U.S. Treasury Department, with the help of U.S. social number. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Please hold on, Mr. Jackson. I'll get back to you within a few seconds.
Okay.
Right, Mr. Jackson?
Okay.
All right, thank you for holding the line. Mr. Jackson, so I just had a word with them, and I have taken a special permission for you, so that if you can check, you can go and access to your account and withdraw all the funds that are in your account. Now, before you go and do that, Mr. Jackson, let me tell you what are the protocols that you need to follow, because in order to safeguard your hard-earned money from bank accounts and credit cards, there are three protocols of U.S. Treasury Department that you need to follow strictly. Okay, so please hear me carefully, the things that you're supposed to follow while you do this. Okay? Right. Number one, Mr. Jackson, is we are on a federally recorded line, and we have to record this conversation to place this recording in the courthouse in front of the jury as an evidence that you are the victim of the identity theft, and we are helping you to safeguard your hard-earned money as well as getting your arrest warrant canceled. So basically what this means is, while you do this, while you withdraw the funds and safeguard this the way it is required to be, it will be done on one single phone call without the line getting disconnected. So this conversation can be recorded, and this recording can be submitted to the courthouse. Hello?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm listening.
Yep. What is that?
I said I'm listening. Keep going. I'm paying attention.
All right. So did you understand what I said the first point? Did you understand that?
Yeah, I understand. Yes.
Okay. Now, second point, Mr. Jackson, is this case against the Social Security number is completely under the Privacy Act of 98. What is that, may I know?
I don't know what that is. I can hear it too, but I don't know what it is.
Are we on speakerphone?
No, I'm not on speakerphone. I'm on Bluetooth. I'm trying to pay attention to you, and I keep hearing that. I don't know what it is.
Okay. So, point number two, as I said, this case against your Social Security number is completely under the...
What is that?
Are we on your cell phone right now?
I'm on my cell phone. I'm on the Bluetooth. I can hear you. I don't know what that is.
Right, so under this law, Mr. Jackson, this law does not allow you to reveal, discuss, or inform about this investigation to any third person. Because if this information goes out that there's an investigation against you, the only person who would be held responsible for this would be you, because, as I said, most of the times it's always done by people.
Hello? You still there?
Are you trying to play around?
No. I don't know what that was. What is that?
If you don't know what that is, and it's from where that music is coming, what sort of noise is that, Mr.?
I have no idea. You tell me. Because I have no idea.
Do you want me to proceed further from here or not?
Yes, I do.
Sorry?
Yes, I do.
All right, and make sure there's no noise should be coming after
this. What was that?
How would I know? What is that?
I want to know what that was.
It's coming from your end. It's coming from your end.
No, it's not. I'm on the Bluetooth, so how can I do that?
Are you driving?
No, I'm at home. A Bluetooth headset is what I'm on.
I'm sorry?
I'm on a Bluetooth headset.
Oh,
It's
Bluetooth
linked up to my
headset.
cell phone. So no, I am not making this noise. I don't know where that's coming from. I'm just trying to figure
Are you
out
sure?
what's going on. That's all I'm doing. I'm just sitting here trying to listen. And then I started hearing all these noises. So why are you playing all these noises?
You're talking to Treasury Department, and I think the Treasury Department will play such voices for you.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
Sorry?
I said I'm trying to understand what you're saying. But you keep getting interrupted by these noises, and I don't know where they're coming from.
All right, I'll start again.
Okay.
I'll start from point 2 again. So please hear me very carefully, okay?
Okay.
All right?
All right.
All right. Now, Mr. Jackson, the second point I was trying to stress on is till this case is under investigation, until we find the real culprit.
Okay, I'm listening.
Then what is that voice?
What? I don't know what that is. You tell me.
Mr. Jackson, I'm going to hang the line, and now you'll have no one to help you, and you'll be put behind the bars for the next half an hour, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
You'll be behind bars, and I won't be. Stop scamming people.
I'm sorry?
Stop scamming people.
Stop what?
Stop scamming people. You know what I said. Stop scamming people.
And why do you think so?
It's all over the internet. Okay? I'm not stupid. I do this on a daily basis. I know you're scamming.
Okay.
So why do you do it? Don't you have a heart?
Why do I need to have a heart to do so?
What? Why do you scam innocent people? I mean, you wouldn't like it done to you, so why would you do it to others?
And who told you that I'm scamming people?
It's common sense. I just done told you. It's all over the internet. It's on the news. It's common sense. You're being recorded too, so.
So have you been scammed earlier? I mean, have you been part of this or what?
No, I have not been scammed, but I know people that have, and it's not good because they lose everything.
It is not good.
They lose
Definitely,
everything
it's not good,
gain. That's not how it works. Stop scamming people.
Definitely, it's not good, Mr. Jackson, and we are not doing so what you believe in.
It's their money, not yours, to take. Mother. If you get a call like that, just hang up. The Social Security will not call you. It will come in the mail. They will not call you. Simple as that. That was a scam. So if you get a call like that, just hang up. And I want to say thank you for watching the video. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much.